Panasonic was so great to sponsor the food and provide the cameras for us. We want to give them a chance to make a presentation today. I want to do a little bit of a lighting test as part of this. And while we're doing that, Doug can tell you about the new LT camera.
So the LT is the extension of, or daughter of, or son of the big VariCam, which is the 35, which we've got on the Fisher Dolly. And the LT, a year and a half later, post introduction of the VariCam 35, comes out as a smaller, lighter, lower cost, slightly less capable camera. But the most important thing is that it has the same performance, picture performance, as the B35. So we're able to condense that size, so now we can put the camera on a Movi or on a Ronin or on a Jib or something where we don't have a lot of space or weight capabilities, and it makes a lot of sense, small tight spaces inside of cars and the like. And with the picture performance being identical, with the exception of I can't quite go to 444, 12-bit like I can in the big VariCam, I can still do 10-bit 422, which is more than respectable. What's really important in this camera is that we've got color space, and the color space is actually beyond 20/20 color space. So it doesn't matter where you are in terms of light levels. And by the way, I'm really happy to be at a lighting seminar, because good lights, good picture. That's the way it works. And so certainly there's plenty of lights here to make good pictures, and this camera can be very representative of creating good pictures that look good under all sorts of circumstances. We had a fellow Dan Kneece took the camera out the other night to Venice, and he shot at night, and he shot scenes of the ocean where there's no light. You can't even see it, but at 5,000 we have enough sensitivity in the camera to produce a picture with good latitude. It's very correctable in post later on. And by the way, if there is a little bit of noise, and there's a slight difference in noise characteristic between 800 and 5,000, 2.5 stops, as you might imagine, easily correctable in post. If somebody's going to be particularly finicky about seeing any noise at all, very correctable image. And this camera records in AVC Intra, which is our format of choice in 10-bit, or of course in the VariCam at 12-bit. It also records in HD in the conventional codec from 1 to 30 frames. You go to a slightly different codec, still AVC Intra, from 31 to 60 frames. At the same time, I can also record in ProRes 444 or 422 HQ, or I can do AVC Intra in 1080 1920 or 2048. And in those two formats, I can go to 240 frames a second. So big capability in a small camera at a reasonable price. You know, a price that reflects an affordability position, at the same time reflects the big performance capability of a larger camera. So if I took this camera and a VariCam 35, put them on the same set, they would match identically.
So it's half the price.
Less than half the price. So the body on this camera is 18K, the viewfinder is 6, and then we have a variety of accessories. The camera comes stock with an EF mount lens, and you can option out and put the PL mount lens on, which is what I have right now. It also has a nice little shoulder pad. There's 2 versions of that. It also has a front grip so that you can put the camera on your shoulder and grip the camera up here and do your start-stop controls as one would expect. And then, of course, this control panel that you see up here comes with the camera as part of the body, and it not only gives me full control panel, menu access, but it allows me to look at the picture at the same time.
And you can remote it. You can take it away from the camera.
I can take it away by 90 centimeters, so not a lot, but some. So if I just needed to trick it out and add a few things. And there's already third-party companies that are building a variety of accessories for the camera, so I can change the handle or the cheese plate or add on this wireless or that wireless accessory. And the camera does have wireless, by the way. It's got a little USB port for a plug-in wireless Wi-Fi transmitter, so I can do CDL control externally.
So about half the price, about half the weight. Yeah. What am I giving up?
So the only thing you're giving up is, aside from weight and size, is you're not able to record 12-bit 444, and you're not able to record onto a codec in RAW. One of the things that we've done in VariCam after it came out, after 16 plus months, we did software upgrades at least once a quarter, and each time those software upgrades would improve the performance of the camera, not only functionally but operationally. And all of those got incorporated straight out of the gate into this camera. So whilst we expect that there will be software upgrades. They won't be quite as dramatic as they were in VariCam, but we're always looking and taking feedback from our user base to determine what it is we should add in, and we're very comfortable doing that.
I like that it's SDI now to the viewfinder, so it gives you a lot more options. You can put it to a monitor. You don't always want to have your eye to an eyepiece. Sometimes you want to operate off a little monitor.
Right, but we've got tremendous, it's interesting, even just the viewfinder alone, we've gotten tremendous reviews on it, and it is very capable with optical zoom and of course a very clean focus, and it also allows you to control the camera from the side of the viewfinder. You don't have to take your eye off and go into the menu.
And it's quite bright. Everybody should stop by and check it out.
Yeah. So that covers it.
What we're lighting in the background here, and you can hopefully see on the monitor, showing on the monitor, is a little scene with our actress Amber Marie. It's going to be directed by Victor Goss. Victor is a cinematographer and one of the pioneers of the original VariCam. So, Sean, where's my gaffer? Sean, can you give me you have a meter?
I don't have one on me.
I want to light about a 2.8. I think I got it in the ballpark. 800. Thank you for asking.
It's a Lakers game tonight. Come on.
Okay, so Amber, give us a little demo of some boxing. So, what do you think?
We got about 5 minutes. Can you guys go high speed?
High speed? I can't relight this whole thing.
Jesus
We're
Christ,
lit for a
Jim.
2.8.
What the hell?
Oh, okay, but okay, I have an idea. We'll go to 5,000 ASA.
Can you do that?
On the VariCam, I can go to 5,000 ASA.
Goddamn.
Let me know when you're ready. Action. But wait. Now we're at 5,000 ASA. We got to see what else the camera can do at 5,000 ASA. So, Sean, let's turn off all the lights.
You got it.
Amber, when is your birthday?
November 6th.
November, that's pretty close. It's almost November 6th. Let's everybody sing happy birthday to Amber. Okay, Amber, hold that about one foot away from you, about here where the meter is.
Okay, 180 shutter.
Okay, that's 0.7. How's it look, guys? Pretty clean, huh? For 5,000 ASA, 1 foot candle, less than what foot candle? Okay, let's bring the lights back up. I tried to demonstrate something that just drives me crazy. It's happened to me so many times, and I'm sure it's happened to a lot of you. You get a scene all set, you get it all lit somewhere, near wide open, so you have a shallow depth of field, and then the director comes and whispers in your ear, "Can we shoot high speed?" Or maybe he yells in your ear, depending. And what I like about this is that you can simply switch from 800 to 120, and it's just about the same difference, about 2.5 stops difference that you lose by going to 120 compared to 24 is about the same difference as 800 to 5,000. Not exactly, but close. You have to stop down a little bit from where you were. Anyway, I just wanted to show that. I hope we had some fun with that, and we made that point. Does anybody have any questions for Mr. Doug Leighton or for Taka Mitsui? What's the highest ISO that you believe that you can go without having too much noise?
It depends on the people who like noise or not. But we can go up to 12,800, and I think the 5,000 6. Oh, okay. The 6,400 might be usable.
What you're seeing there, it's still pretty clean. I think you'd agree.
Yep.
But they have it optimized for 2 different ASAs, which is sort of a unique setup. They have it optimized at 800 and 5,000, 2 different paths from the sensor.
So what that is, so each photo site has literally 2 outputs. So when we switch from 800 to 5,000, we're actually taking the separate output of that photo cell, each one of them, which requires, of course, a lot more processing. But in that, Originally, we just had those two settings, and then you had settings in between. Now what we're able to do is park on one of those settings and dial up or down on the ISO rating from that particular point of exit on the photo site.
So it doesn't have to be those exact like it
Right,
did when it
right.
first came out.
So there's always a little sacrifice between dynamic range and signal to noise ratio. So if you're shooting a scene, let's say you're shooting some green screen and you don't have a lot of light, but you really want to dial down the noise and you're not as concerned about highlight capability. So let's say you can live with 12 stops, but you're going to gain a 6 dB signal noise ratio improvement. That's what you're going to do. So with that, we make that capable.
Jody's asking about the dynamic range that is
Yes.
claimed,
So-
and does it have
okay.
log?
So we're claiming a legitimate 15 plus stops of dynamic range, okay, in either 800 or 5,000. We have a couple of different ways to record in this camera and more ways to record in the VariCam 35. So in this camera, our top recording specification is 10-bit 422. That's ABC Intra, that's roughly 330 megabits a second. And I would challenge anybody to find fault with that. Where you ask the question then is, well, do all of the standard edit systems out there today, the Avids and the Final Cuts and the Premieres and the like, do they all accept that format? And the answer is yes, they do. So you can take the card, and by the way, the card holds 90 minutes of 2398, 10-bit 422. So you can take that 90 minutes out and push it off in about 10 minutes via the USB 3 port on the reader. So you've got footage in a hurry, in a big hurry.
So our role in the codex recorder is B-log, actually, not linear. So it's the same. Yeah, same 15 plus stop.
Yes, there is an IR filter built into both cameras. On this camera, it's removable. So if you want to do some interesting daylight effects or you want to record stuff that's going on in near darkness, you can do that.
How about ND, variable ND?
So we have the usual filter wheel built into this, which is particularly handy, so you can get 2, 4, 6 stops on your ND. And it's always interesting when you go down to Hollywood Boulevard and you're shooting some stuff, and it's actually pretty brightly lit, but you realize that you're dialing in ND filters at nighttime on Hollywood Boulevard. It's a pretty interesting effect.
Well, I want to thank you guys not just for coming out today, but for designing some great camera. You were a little late to the game with the Super 35 digital cinema camera, but I think it really shines. The VariCams are terrific cameras.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
Sure.